That's not true. No. I don't know when they did it, but they did it recording secretly. Whatever it is, the secret recording they're taking these days don't mean anything for me. We got to endorse Jeremiah Cole on Wednesday, and you overwhelmingly defeat all the candidates in the. That's the new strategy they do these days. So it doesn't matter to me. If it was intended to destroy me or what, it doesn't touch me at all. Well, you better trust me, I'm a politician. A politician, politics, I just told you, is not stagnant, it's revolving. And sometimes something can cause you to say something one point in time, and it is resolved, you can change. So it doesn't matter for me. What I will tell you is we are supporting Honorable Jeremiah Cole, and Jeremiah Cole is up to the task, and he will defeat all other candidates in the country.
That convention has been described as an unspeakable disgrace and a letdown to the Liberian people, especially when you look at the outcome of the convention. That convention produced a gentleman who is known locally and internationally for his corruptible conduct. Besides, the processes leading to the convention were undemocratic, and that was the beginning of the prostitution of the values that the Liberty Party stands for or espouses. So that convention is a joke. It was in contravention of the party's constitution. That position has been eloquently articulated by one of our colleagues by the name of Clark Toomey. Clark Toomey was an aspirant in the convention. He went there. He wanted to be a Secretary General of the party, and when he went to the convention, in contravention of the party's constitution, it was the beginning of the bastardization of the integrity standard in the Liberty Party.
Mr. Jackson, somebody listening to you want to know what you mean by the convention was pre-packaged.
It was pre-packaged in the sense that they arranged it beforehand. Who will be chairman, who will be secretary, and who will be...
so in short, he's saying it was rigged.
So it was pre-arranged. All right.
What's your reliance to that, Mr. Jackson? What is your reliance to that? What's the reliance to that as a legal person?
Well, we have a living human being who have bear testimony to the fact that the convention was pre-packaged. I'm giving you a credible witness in presence of Anthony Clark Toomey, the former assistant secretary and spokesperson of the party, who is still in Monrovia. I think he's working with Councilor Nibali Warren law firm. You can talk to him. He's a credible.
Gabriel had to go see to the mainland too.
Oh, so the man wanted for you to go Steve on the web post too.
Yeah. He said I'm a join to go see to the web mainland too. To get money into the store, they will go take it from there. I said, my man, how many bars for the same leisure?
How can the police catch you now?
The police people. Before the man called me back, that was on the 18th. They more.
The same man now?
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who want for you to go Steve?
Yeah, he called me on the 18th.
Yeah.
That was in the around about 8:30. The man called me. He said, oh, my man, I'll let you be I'll call you back again.
So that time you go to work?
I go to work.
You leave for your working place, you come to the man?
Yeah, I'm from to my working area to Clarence to now go to the man.
To go Steve now?
No, I'm not go Steve. I go Steve. I mean, I go to yeah. How you question me? The thing you want for me to explain for you to understand. Then you still questioning me, doubling the question. How many talk clear?
Okay, let's go now. I beg you, sorry.
I say.
When they call you in there now.
When they call me in there.
Yeah.
He asked me, say, how many of you are working to the area? I say, we are 3.
He told the man, say, you're 3.
Yeah. So he said, I want to give you tea to carry to the.
The man say, you want to give you what?
Tea. Have milk tea. Have milk tea.
Oh, milk tea?
Yeah.
For you to drink?
With bread.
The bread.
3 pieces of bread. With
egg inside?
With egg inside. My butter. So When I carry it to the men, say carry to the men. When you give it to the men, then you come back to the car.
So they fully make you now carry that so you can go convince your friend.
Yeah. When I give it to the men, the men say thank you. I say okay. The men say, oh, where you going now? I say, oh, I'm going very car. So one of my friends called me.
And the same man you going to now?
Yeah, the same man.
And the say one for you to go steal.
No, yeah. So when I go to the man, he say clean the car. Then they are two now.
In the Jeep.
In a Jeep. Then they are two.
A big Jeep.
Yeah. Black BG. Four doggy. Yeah. So when I clean the car now.
Air condition all inside.
No. Papa, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll leave the water now. You can judge people.
I'm just asking you a question, sorry.
You can judge people that can come here.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you double in the question, can I say when I move from here, I'll free? Can I say when I move from here, I'll free? You said one talk again. I wanted to mean a whole talk clear to you, but you double in the question. Hi, land looking, hi, looking. Then you want force and no more word there again. Why not be looking to the top? I'm not going to talk again. And said they call me to the office. I go explain.
I think you explain to me that you come to get you say you carry tea to the man. After you carry tea to the man, you come now. So what next now?
And for me, I'll not there.
Nobody, you getting very. You say asking you too much question. Hey, the explain things. Say make your egg and bread. You bring it. Okay, sorry. Now I say sorry now. Okay, sorry.
If you
I will not ask you the question again. Okay, sorry.
When I give you answer now, then do.
Okay. Explain again. I'm not asking you no more question again. Okay, let's go ahead now.
Go to school. The English say I need the English.
Okay, sorry. I want to sorry now. Sorry.
Say Ali, you take time. You take time.
I'm taking time. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Say I can take time
to explain. Yeah. Okay.
I love ABC Radio. Like it.
Nervy, wavy, nevers. 3 words to describe how I feel this morning. A pleasant good morning and welcome to the Morning Breeze maiden presentation right here on ABC Radio 105.1. I'd like to say good morning to you in Liberia, the 15 counties of Liberia, Monserrado, Magidi, Grand Bassa, Grand Cru, River G, Grand Cape Mount, Bapolu. Just wherever you are and listening this morning, welcome to the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. And trust, believe, my name is Fidel Sadie, and I'm here this morning officially beginning what promises to be a great radio show on your FM dial. Welcome. And of course the package is full this morning. We have our African proverbs, motivational quotes, our traffic report, and then we take our correspondents across the country. And and then we delve into our various discussion points this morning. And by the way, we will speak with folks from the National Patriotic Party. As you well know, there's a lot going on right now in the National Patriotic Party. Hope to speak with the man who has been close with the authority to act in the stead of suspended James Bani and his George Morba. We'll also endeavor to speak with Senator James Bani, who has been suspended by the National Executive Committee of the National Patriotic Party. Later in the program, we'll speak with the spokesperson of the Liberia National Police. As you may well know, a lot is going on right now regarding the case with former Chief Justice Gloria Musu-Scott. And so we hope to find out from the police spokesman the status of the case, and we'll also bring you the latest update from both families, the family of the accused Valitelli and then the family of Councillor Gloria Musu-Scott. Also they've done a press release. We definitely bring you full details of that release, so stay tuned. That's the package this morning, and the promise is to be great. And so welcome back to it this morning. This is the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1 right here on your radio. And so our African proverb this morning says, the child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. The child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. I know there's this sense of rejection from the society of children who are considered as wayward, and so this proverb is saying we must show our children love. All right, we must embrace them in the society regardless of how bad they are. And so that's basically what this proverb is about. Our motivational quote of the day says, when you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let it go. When you have a dream, you have to grab it and never let it go. A major reason some of us are here today. We are so passionate about what we do, and so we've decided that, hey, this is our calling and we must embrace it to the latter so that we contribute to society. Okay? Yes, so shortly we go to our contacts, but before then, it's important to tell you what the traffic is like in at various points across Monrovia. If you are leading from the route Douala to Central Town, the Bourgeois Island, so to speak, going as far as St. Paul's Bridge, if you are coming to town, be aware that there's traffic, a bit of traffic along the St. Paul Bridge to Douala Way, the Monrovia Club Breweries. All right, between there, there's a bit of traffic, and also be aware that the main Douala area, there's also a bit of traffic there. You can use the alternative route that passes through Momo Town, all right, to help ease the traffic congestion in the Douala area, because there are others who are coming to town trying to get in route. And one of the major reasons for the traffic is that there are a lot of people who are using opposite lane or trying to use the side of the road, the shoulder of the road, which is not meant for vehicular movement. It's meant for pedestrians. Sometimes people use the shoulder of the road, and as a result of that, there's traffic congestion. If you are leaving from Pinsville, that is from the ELWAN to Central Monrovia, there will be a bit of traffic. Remember now, the Ministry of Public Works, along with the Liberia National Police, has issued they've issued a press statement in which they are rerouting people along that corridor, and we'll tell you details of that rerouting process. Okay, but there will be a bit of traffic congestion, so it is advisable when you are coming to town, it's advisable that you come to you get on the road early. All right. In most instances, people who are in rush and do not come on the road early tend to be the people who use the shoulder of the road. So it's very important that you avoid using the shoulder of the road so as to avoid traffic congestion. So this morning we be going to Grand Bassa County, we be going to Grand Crew County, we be going to Maryland, and as well as Magidi County. There are lots going on in those counties, and we'll hope to speak with our correspondents in that are based there. Okay, before then, why am I here this morning? I mean, why am I on the radio? First of all, like the motivational quote said, when you have a dream, you've got to grab it and let it go. A young boy coming up, there was this passion for radio. I mean, I had a daddy who I have a daddy who is an engineer, and so he had thought that the best way for me to go is to take after him, so that as it is in our traditional setting, you become the heir apparent to whatever investment he had made. And so I was pushed into engineering, but quite frankly that was never my calling. And so I could not function as possibly as I could, positively as I should, and I decided to go to where my passion is. Fast forward, I moved into communication, went to school, graduated with a certificate, a diploma, and started working in the communication environment, so to speak, with various radio stations. And then the passion grew more and more, and I invested more time into doing exactly what I love doing, and that is the radio. And so I left for a period of time. You all know the debacle that led to my leaving Liberia, and then I came back to Liberia, entered the private sector, and I've done so well in terms of something else other than the radio. And now this thing keeps driving me. It's like, hey guy, behind that microphone is actually where you belong. That is where you get your mojo. That is where your strength is. And we are coming to a critical period in our nation's history. We need voices on the radio that will shift the debate in the interest of the people, that will unearth those things that are happening in the society, that will bring to bed some of those issues that the people of Liberia are confronted with. And so I decided to put myself forth. That's why I am behind this microphone, and I think it's very important that I state this so that people get to know why I am here in the first place. Having said that, this is something that I'm committed to doing. There are odds that are against me, and I'm very aware of those odds, but I have decided that being behind this microphone gives me the biggest authority that I need in my life's existence, because this is where everything about me exists. This is where I believe that I can positively contribute to society, and I'm very happy to be here, and I'm hoping that my stay here will lead to a lot of changes. All right, it will contribute, at least at a minimum level, to what the society ought to be, because at the end of the day, we want a society that is very, very much inclusive of all, a society that is cognizant of the fact that we have diverse group of people who should live together in peaceful coexistence regardless of the politics of the day. We must hold together as a country in order to move forward. Anything short of that is an indication of how we feel as a people in our various capacities. And so just to let you know that I'm here, and I'm here to positively contribute to the growth of Liberia. And I'm looking forward to the support of every one of you in the public, the support of all state actors, I mean, including those in political parties, those in civil society, those in government, those who are at the lowest ebb of society, who have stories to tell. We will be coming out there to you to solicit your views on some of those things that are happening in our society. Because, like I said, each and every one of us have an input as to how our country goes from here. Having said that, let's now see whether we can get in contact with our correspondents across the country and hear them out on some of those issues that are happening in and across Liberia. We firstly move to Margibi County, where we are told that Walcott Kerry is in Margibi County. Exactly, he's in Margibi County. Walcott has been very passionate about coming to contribute his quota to ABC Radio, and he's one of those who has been very much up to the task based on our interactions. And so Walcott Kerry is in Margibi County. Let me see whether I can get in contact with the strong Walcott Kerry in Margibi County to tell us exactly what is happening in Margibi. Walcott, good morning. It's good having you on the radio.
Yeah, good morning to you and good morning to our valued listeners of this finance frequency dial.
Now, firstly, tell us, how is Margibi County?
Well, as we speak, Margibi is relatively calm and peaceful.
Okay.
As the education system, the children are hurriedly going to their various schools for education purpose, and even the marketers are also going to their different marketplaces, at least to ensure that they continue with their businesses, at least serving the population. And this morning, the traffic police, you can see them in the various crossing points, at least to help the student population across to their various schools in order to avoid accidents occurring in Kakata City, Margibi County. So on the whole, the county is relatively calm and peaceful, but politically the county is charged because every political aspirant and actors are galvanizing all efforts to show supremacy as to who will clinch the political battle for supremacy come October 10, 2023 election in the county.
Okay, now tell us, what's the trending issue right now in Margibi?
There are so many trending issues unfolding in Margibi County, especially when it comes to politicking and even the education issues, and we also have some charity organizations like the YNK making some interventions, huge interventions at least, to help saving humanity. But first on the chat this morning, the Liberia National Police, Margibi County Detachment, through its county commander, newly transferred commander, and the OPS, the commander Colonel Dixon Paul Kemokai, and that of the OPS Brutus Koboi, they are making their frantic efforts in terms of giving waterside security to citizens in Kakata and throughout the length and breadth of Margibi County. And before their intervention, now the previous commander that was there, one Colonel Sylvester Nina, people say he was weak, and through his weakness that led to his transfer to another position, another county, and bringing Colonel Dixon Paul Kemokai and that of the OPS Brutus Koboi in the county. And there are too many criminal activities that were going on, like the less fortunate and less busy people who call themselves the grown-up boys in Kakata. Predominantly, we are on the main street in different corners, at least changing people's phones and even creating mayhem. But since the intervention of this new police commander, Colonel Dixon Paul Kemokai, and that of the OPS Brutus Koboi, that is now a history of the past, as it is not occurring like how it used to occur before. go. And because of these reasons, it was posing serious threat to Magibians. So now Magibians are hailing praises on the current commander and the OPS for their frantic and far-sightedness to be in the county and arresting those situations. So the county is peaceful, it's calm. People even used to be on the road onto 10, even no complaint about jagging phones, and even criminal activities has reduced to some extent.
Okay.
But some of the major challenge they're facing is lack of vehicular movement.
That will have been my next question. How are they handling the situation of mobility?
Well, despite those challenges they are facing, no vehicle, because the vehicle that was there is aging. The vehicle is out of use. But notwithstanding, this police commander, as part of his innovation in line with the police duty manual to protecting lives and properties, said they have the responsibility to protecting lives and property, so they will not wait until central government or development partners send vehicles. So they are using most times they are using private commercial motorbikes, at least to extend operations to other parts of Magibi County in arresting criminal situations as part of proactive policing. And most times they bought private commercial vehicles to go to Habel because it is also part of its operational zone.
Okay, Wakat, have you spoken to citizens who mostly are beneficiaries of the robust nature of the new police commander?
I have done that. I have spoken to a couple of citizens, even political pundits, and even some marketers, and even the Shushan boys, the commercial motorbike riders. All of them, according to what I'm hearing from them, they are coming with the same message in terms of calling on the Liberian government through His Excellency Dr. George Manuel, President of the Republic of Liberia, and the WIA-led administration and our development partners to help the police, especially Magibi County is one of the counties that is very closer to the nation's capital, Monrovia. But it's the police, especially at this crucial crossroad time in our country's history, when October 10 will be going into the polls this year to cast our votes, not only for representative of senator, but even the presidency in the Republic of Liberia. So it is but fitting that the police have a vehicle, and Magibi, one of the counties that is politically charged, my brother and our listeners. So they are calling on the government, they are calling on development partners to help the Liberian National Police, especially at this crucial time, to be very, very super and proactive in terms of responding to crime and criminal issues. But notwithstanding, they are also saying thank you to the police director, Colonel Patrick Suru, for his far-sightedness and professionalism exhibited.
Okay, but Wakat,
people in the country.
With all of what's happening in the Magibi detachment of the Liberian National Police, can we safely say and assure citizens of Liberia, based on your reportage, that Kakata and Magibi is safe?
Well, yes, it is an independent research and an investigation that not only me as a journalist, but even human rights activists and other sectors have been going through. So for now, Magibi County is safe, but when it comes to the political activities during and after that time, we are praying God for peace.
Okay. Well,
during the electionary process, it will be very, very tough, and they need to do something to empower the police.
Okay, all right. I seen something right there. But Wakat, quickly, is there any other thing we need to know about worth knowing in Magibi?
Well, the YMK Charity Foundation, which CEO is Juan Mohammed Yaya Kone, is also the political aspirant for the 2023 elections, representative elections in district number 3,
Mhm.
Agidi County. It is also carrying his charity foundation activities as well as his politicking. But notwithstanding, the charity foundation humanitarian gestures given to the people of Magibi County, district number 3, and even outside of.
What has he done, Kerry? What has he done? What has he given? What has he given to the people?
Currently, as we're speaking, at the end of this month, by God's power, according to his administration, the ultra-modern, over $10,000 United States dollar children playing ground project constructed will be commissioned to the people of Magibi County for use by the children, and which will have some other facilities like learning provided to the children, and some other recreational facilities out there, like some soft drinks that will be given to the children, at least to put smiles in their
Okay, Walcott.
It has extended operations in the Firestone Belt, where our people are living in an abject poverty life, and use this medium to humbly call on national government and our development partners to help our people in the Firestone Belt, because the school system is down, and even the education system, our people are suffering from AIDS. Even myself, I took a tour with him. The people are really in need of help. Manager and our listeners are out there, and they are calling on our development partners and national government to make some intervention for the help of saving humanity.
Okay, Walcott. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we look forward to more updates during our subsequent broadcast. Thank you, Walcott. Okay, he's Walcott Kerry there from Magibi County, filling us in with what's obtaining there. As a matter of fact, he said a new county commander has been appointed by the Liberia National Police, and so far so far he has been doing a great job there, and so we are hoping that it continues that way, all right, as we move to the 2023 elections, all right, to ensure that Magibi County is calm. And he stated earlier that there are challenges, of course, but the Liberia National Police Central Command here in Montserrat County has to do something about. But Prince Yukonje Wamplu is our correspondent in Grand Bassa County. He's currently on the line from Wezon. Prince, good morning.
Good morning to you, and good morning to the people of Montserrat County.
How is Wezon this morning?
To be honest, we have been enjoying the breeze from the Atlantic Ocean and the portion connected to the Buchanan City, and a very good atmosphere here. Students are getting prepared for school. Motorcycles are now making their early morning money. And so, Buchanan School for now, and Grand Bassa at home.
Give us detail about this case regarding Seth Kosono, who was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. Tell us, drill us through what the genesis of this case, as a matter of fact.
So thank you. Seth Kosono, alias Triple Two, a notorious armed robber, a criminal in the state in Grand Bassa County, was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment by the second judicial sector court in Grand Bassa County, and Judge Joet's background was clear that Kosono admitted to the process that he committed fair act against one Musa Jala and several other people in Buchanan City, armed robbers to a very high quantity of forms and also cash, and the jury also found him in similar direction. So therefore, the rule that he has to go to jail for 10 years. But this is the story about Seth Kosono. Seth Kosono is from Electoral District number 5, and they are set upon someone who's very short, and then they're good at the mechanic work. So in 2016, Seth Kosono was noted to be a bad guy. From his friend's testimony after the court decision, they said that he used the 64 to penetrate a female anus, and he ran away. And since that process, he came to Buchanan City and started to form a gang called the Triple Two Gang, using the red head tie on their neck or on their head, and stood around the people at night in Buchanan City, other parts of the town. So Last year, his father's resident in the New Buchanan community was burned down by Ankre Cry, a motorcyclist.
Mm-hmm.
He started a motorcyclist before in a gas riot. And so the motorcyclist burned down his father's house and it took some other people to jail. They said he had escaped. So when he came back this time around, he was arrested after he went on Musa Jala.
Mm-hmm.
Jala man took a cell phone from him and cash. And so the community police and that of the watch team chased him, found him, caught him, and carried him to the Liberal National Police. They were sent to prison. And during the court trial, he admitted to committing set out and other activities in the county for 3 years that he should be pardoned. But then that was a decision for the judge, and he spent 10 years of his life in prison.
So, what has been the reaction of those who've been affected by the actions of Seth?
Well, it's going around most of what we call the ghettos around, and because that's the area of the normally with the activity. So we were able to tour and settle down into the cannon, and the friends are also happy because they said we were considered a choice.
Mm-hmm.
The real choice, and then I told to get angry to take our weapons to hit us. And so they're very happy and said that that was a lesser punishment. They expected up to 30 to 40 years in prison. So you'll be an old member of the church because you'll be considered a very dangerous criminal on our level in the country.
Okay, and can we say that the people of Grand Bassa County, especially Buchanan City, will now have some rest?
That's correct. Especially when the local radio station started to reflect news and people were calling and saying, yes, that's what I want to see, but just let them go, and after 2-3 months, then he escaped again because he's noted for escaping or breaking prison. And so they want the police as well to keep a full watch on him while at our Buchanan Center prison.
Oh, this could be an indication that this is not his first time going to prison.
That's correct. He escaped from prison several times, and so this time around, they will not get the announcement of his punishment, but he should be wiped on the folder on a daily basis so that he will not break prison.
Okay, Yukon J, any other thing we need to know about in Grand Bassa?
Yes, so we'll talk a little bit about the gen, the sports gen that were organized by Senator John Council Lawrence and extended by all local leaders of Grand Bassa County over the weekend, where MC Carol officially performed, and she was able to tell people of Grand Bassa County that she stood for Grand Bassa. And then she will always be at home once she done the Grand Bassa County. But if you look at Jam, what we did not get from A4 is that what was the central message? Because a lot of students attended the Jam at the Darwin School Station Fairground in Buchanan.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just for music. We saw on both leaders, from different political backgrounds, from different sectors of Bassa politics. They were just waving to the process, but there was no central message. What's the main reason for which they call? Many students went there because they heard the name of MC Carroll and other musicians going there, so they gave us actually fun. But the central message for the senator for which she organized this particular gathering must have played to the supporters. So many of them went on with the music in the ears and musicians.
Okay, Yukon J, thank you so much, and we look forward to having you on the Morning Breeze later tomorrow.
Thank you, Zachary. I want to stand by always.
Okay, thank you. He's Yukon J there from Prince Yukon J Wamplu from Grand Bassa County, Buchanan, where a notorious criminal who heads a gang called 222, Seth Kosono, has been sentenced to 10 years in prison. Whoa. Hope he comes out clean. 10 years, and I'm told that this is not his first time going to prison. So that's one of the loopholes in our justice system, where people are, and we see a lot about in Monrovia, by the way. People are imprisoned, and after a few months, you see them out again. I mean, that's how the system gets weaker and weaker by the day, because once someone commits crime, they are not reprimanded adequately. There's a potential for the person to come back into the larger society and inflict more pains on unsuspecting victims. That's how it is, and so that has to be corrected by the justice system. I'm trying to get in contact with our Maryland County correspondent. Patrick Mensah, who's in Maryland County, to tell us. I'm told some staff at the Tubman University have staged a go slow. We need to find out why are they staging that go slow. What's the rationale behind the go slow, and what are the reaction of the university authorities in that area? Let's find out quickly. If we can get him, we have to go to Grand Crew County to talk to Frederick Coleman. Frederick Coleman is in Grand Crew County, and we'll speak with him. It appears like we just can't get our Maryland County correspondent, so let's run to Grand Crew County quickly, if network is not a problem, to speak with Frederick Coleman, who's there in Maryland County. And folks, we will go to our talking points shortly, but let's get to know what's actually obtaining in the various counties this morning that we can talk to. So this is the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1, and this is the first edition. Obviously there's a bit of rustiness on this one, but never mind, it will get better, and it promises to get better by the day. And let's speak with Frederick. Of course, we have another problem, so we will leave it at that and go strictly to our key talking points this morning. And of course, let's read this letter from the National Patriotic Party. This is a press statement that was circulated on social media from the National Patriotic Party, where we see there's a bit of confusion. We are told that since the signing of this collaboration with the Coalition for Democratic Change and the LPDP, there would have been a bit of calm. Remember now, the chairman of the NPP, now suspended chairman, according to this press release, did not sign on behalf of the NPP. George Morba did, and they believe that Senator James Bunning has disobeyed the party. But this is the statement that was released by the National Patriotic Party on the 4th of March, and it says NPP suspends James Bunning with immediate effect, and instates George Morba as their acting chairman. Okay, and it reads: Monrovia, March 4, 2023, for immediate release. The National Executive Committee of the National Patriotic Party has suspended with immediate effect its national chairman, Senator James P. Bunning, for acts incompatible with his status as national chairman, including his failure to honor the instruction of 2/3 majority of the National Executive Committee by not signing the coalition framework document authorized by the Executive Committee. The decision was reached today, March 4, 2023, at a called National Executive Committee meeting, in which 2/3 membership of the National Executive Committee signed said resolution. The refusal of Senator Bunning to sign the coalition framework document, after being mandated by 2/3 majority members of the NEC of the party, is in violation of Section 8.7A and E of the 2004 Constitution. Meanwhile, Chairman Bunning has been ordered by the National Executive Committee to submit himself to the Grievance and Ethics Committee in 3 working days to show cause for his acts of insubordination and disrespect to the National Executive Committee. Failure to do so, he shall be considered automatically expelled. Therefore, the National Executive Committee has mandated Honorable George S. Morba, Vice Chairman for Administration, to steer the affairs of the NPP pending the outcome of that investigation. Signed, Gus Noden, Assistant Secretary for Press and Propaganda. That is the statement from the National Patriotic Party regarding her stance against James Bunning. We are trying to establish contact with George Morba, who is now the acting chairman of the National Patriotic Party, to find out from him why not a conversation, why strictly to a suspension of James Bunning, when they are also inviting him They are also inviting him for a conference. Let's talk to Honorable George Moroba, who is now the acting chairman. By the way, Honorable George Moroba was the one who signed the framework document with the Coalition for Democratic Change and the LPDP. So let's see whether we can get Honorable George Moroba this morning to tell us what is happening within the NPP. You know, as we move to elections, there will be this friction about parties' commitment to different agreements, and there will be individuals within those parties who will be stiff-necked as to how some of these propositions are in joining other political parties. And the NPP has been divided for a while now. I remember some time ago, the vice president, who is the standard bearer of the NPP, called Senator James Banning to a meeting, and the intent of that meeting was for reconciliation purpose. We now have Honorable George Moroba on the line now, and let's see whether we can speak with him. Good morning, Mr. Acting Chairman. It's great having you on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio. Tell us, Mr. Moroba, what is happening in the NPP? Suspension again for James Banning.
The National Patriotic Party contains a section of the executive committee. Are you there?
I'm here.
And during that meeting, the issue of the suspended chairman brought forward with respect to him refusing to sign the coalition agreement. Especially so, he negotiated the agreement. All members of the National Executive Committee first voted yes that we need to negotiate the agreement. And indeed, suspended Chairman Banning and I, along with the Secretary General, sat with the other coalition partners. We negotiated. And we all agreed to convene the next morning to sign the resolution or to tear. And the NEC convened and signed the resolution to tear. And I took off and left for Bong County. Quite to our disappointment, Senator Banning refused to sign the framework document.
The framework document he himself negotiated.
He himself negotiated. For what? No one knows. So the entire executive committee was like, look, why would you bring up to this embarrassment? If you didn't want us, as a matter of fact, you are not an NPP. The NPP is the view of the majority.
Are you there, Honorable Moroba?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we have voted. So we wanted the NEC, wanted coalition agreement to be renewed. Right. And indeed, our mandate by the executive committee to sign the agreement. So on the basis of that, the executive committee reasoned that he abused the oath of office. Because when you are chairman of the NPP, as the head of the organization, you take instruction from the National Executive Committee. Okay? Now, to openly challenge the overwhelming decision of the majority and walk away, if the NEC decided there should be an investigation for us to establish the reason for which he refused to sign the agreement.
But Honorable Moroba, Honorable James Banning has always made clear his qualms, amongst which is primarily the incorporation of key members of NPP into the coalition government.
That has been the concern of all.
The
entire leadership of the party has that concern.
Has that been dealt with?
Notwithstanding, all stuck together and breathe along. It is better to deal with the devil that you know than to deal with the India that you don't know. So we all agree. So you alone can, when you have a majority view and the majority accepted the decision, you alone cannot say you will not do it.
So Honorable Moba, yeah, before you go ahead. So those qualms that particular one was not addressed, but you've decided to move on collectively.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we decided to move on, and we have noticed that since that time when we call a coalition meeting and we want to have a meeting, he doesn't want to go there. So the leadership of the party strongly believe that it was now time to show reason what he's doing, what he's doing, what the reason he's doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about I don't want to do it, but you must tell us why you don't want to do it.
Now, you stated in your press statement that Honorable Bani is in violation of Section 8.7A and E of your 2004 Constitution. What do these provisions say?
The provisions speak to the fact that the executive committee of the party, the national executive committee is the highest decision-making party, and once all officials of the National Patriotic Party must comply with the overwhelming decision of the National Executive Committee, of which he failed to do.
Okay, so you've given him a couple of days to appear before the National Executive Committee to state reasons for his refusal to adhere to the instructions of the NEC. What happens if he refused to do that?
The NEC will then, based on the recommendation from the agreement committee, will revert to a regular sitting and consider a connected measure. But that I cannot determine because I'm not the NEC. The NEC will have to.
But the NEC has suggested that if he fails to show up, he will be expelled.
I don't want to preempt that.
That is what the NEC's statement is suggesting.
Yes, if you fail to submit himself to that project, will be expelled. But let me tell you quick to say that. So I've been seeing some communication signed on Facebook, signed by him and his associate, Charlotte Tiller, to say that they suspended vice president. That is a joke because no individual, even the Senate cannot suspend an official of the party. Only the National Executive Committee has the authority. An individual cannot do that. So the decision taken to have him suspended and tell him what the Executive Ethics Committee is a decision sanctioned by the National Executive Committee. I challenge him whether he has or even two county chairperson. I challenge him.
Honorable Judge Maoba, this may appear like it is another can of worms being opened by this press statement and the action of the National Executive Committee. It seems the Rickman role in the National Patriotic Party is not coming to an end anytime soon.
This will not be business as usual. This is a collective decision of the entire leadership of the National Patriotic Party to speak involving county chairperson, the county chairperson, and the entire members of the executive committee. The only person that was asking that day was the Secretary General into a campaign. But let me be quick to say this: we have 52 members of the. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
We have 52 members of the National Executive Committee for the Eastern resolution, and the resolution is bound and enforceable.
So this could be just okay. Let's just get rid of this Bani man. He's giving us too much tough time.
That's not just but the Bani man who is not willing to respect the view of the majority, the decision of the majority. The fact that he cannot respect the view of the majority will subject him to a due process. And so that due process will then determine the future.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Judge Maoba. Look forward to hearing from you again regarding this, and I hope this does not expand.
Yeah, whenever he talk about taking a decision, after whether he has at least 20 members of the NEC to see a resolution that will produce.
Okay.
The man is now like a hang with all the chicks.
So as it is right now, we can say NPP's stay within the coalition has not been endorsed by majority members.
NPP in the
Okay. Thank you so much, Honorable George Morba. We look forward to hearing from you. Okay, he's George Morba. He's now the acting chairman of the National Patriotic Party. And, yep. Again, if you had thought that the confusion within the NPP has come to an end, of course, that is not the case. Remember, I told you some time ago the vice president, who is the standard bearer of the National Patriotic Party, met with Honorable James Bani, then chairman, before his suspension, that they've quashed whatever that existed between them in terms of beef, and that they were moving forward. Now it appears like it is not over till it's over. Let's get in contact with Senator James Bani right now to find out whether he accepts this suspension or he sticks by his earlier position that he remains the legitimate chair of the NPP and he cannot be suspended by the National Executive Committee. Whoa, his phone is busy. Alright, his phone is busy. But we will speak with Honorable James Bani as soon as we have him on the line. But that is what it is in the National Patriotic Party. It seems this is rolling on. But often we hear that decisions are made by parties' National Executive Committee. But sometimes these decisions, you have committee members coming up individually to distance themselves from these positions. And we hope that does not happen within the NPP. Because as it is right now, there's a shaky NPP. Come to think of it, any political party that has internal disagreement, whether you like it or not, there is no peaceful, coexistence. Decisions that are made are questioned either by the public or by individuals within the party. So decisions have to be unanimous. All right. If there are splintered opinions and decisions that are made, obviously those decisions tend to come under questioning. So we are hoping that we can establish contact with Honorable James Bani. Let's try to get him again. If not, of course, we expand on our other talking points here this morning. Go to police spokesman Sam Collins. Sam Collins. Moses will kill me. Patrick, that's Moses Carter. So speak with Moses Carter on this whole issue. Where are we now regarding this? Honorable James Bani is I'm trying to get him right now because it's important that we establish from both ends of the divide what are their positions. The National Executive Committee of the National Patriotic has stated its position based on that press statement and further expanded on by the acting chair, Honorable George Morba. And so we already know the position of the National Executive Committee represented by Honorable George Morba. We also need to know the man who has been suspended. What does he say? What is his position? Does he accept the suspension? Well, I think we'll get back to him later. But this is the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1, and this is where we talk the issues void of confrontation, void of individuals attack, and straight to the point. Moses Carter is the spokesperson of the Liberia National Police. It's important we hear from him. What is the status of the investigation involving Valitelli and in the case with former Chief Justice Honorable Gloria Musu Scott? All right, let's expand on our issues this morning. Let's get to Moses Carter, who is the spokesperson of the LNP. Okay, so Moses Carter is going through right now, and as always, the Morning Breeze on your radio. Again, this could be a rusty presentation, but never mind, it will get better. All right, I'm not getting him here. Let me try the other one. Let's see whether I can get him via this one right here this morning on your radio. But let's see whether we can get some comments from our online platform, those viewing us. By the way, if you are listening to the radio and you want to find us on social media, Facebook, just go to ABC Radio 105.1 official, search, follow our page, and leave your comments, your suggestions, and let's see whether we can recognize some of those watching this morning. Abel Kins is watching this morning, and he says, following live from Airfuel Community. Martin Fagans is also watching. He says, welcome back. The voice is everything. And thank you so much, Martin. Jefferson God Chosen Weir says, it's good to see you back behind the microphone. The voice, the presentation, and body posture seems so relaxed and unique. Welcome back. Thank you so much, Jefferson. The next one says, Joseph Sokokonon says, welcome back, bro. And Cyrus, Joseph Blackie Jr. said, I'm watching live from our office. Okay, Joseph, thank you very much. And Cyrus Mentor Johnson said, good morning, my name is Sarah Mentor Johnson, watching you live from Nigeria. Thank you, Cyrus, for following this morning. Again, I rank Moses Carter. If you want, we have, you can also follow us via the internet. Just go to your Apple Store or your Play Store and download Radio King. Radio King as in RADROKING. There's an app there. Download that app and search for ABC Radio Official. Alright, search for ABC Radio Official. You can also find us on YouTube. All you do is search for ABC Radio Official. ABC Radio Official, and you will have us live on YouTube. I'm trying to establish contact with Moses Carter, but it seems his phone is just ringing. But that's it right there. Now let's talk about this NPP thing and its what kind of repercussion it will have on the coalition. The reality is, James Banning is a single individual, but you cannot rule out the fact that he himself has supporters. By the way, he is an elected official in Maryland County. Maryland County may be a southeastern county, and the obvious thought is that all of those counties that are in the southeastern region are supportive of the CDC government. That is the thought. But realistically, for that thought to come to realization, it means there must be individuals on the ground that will galvanize the support of the locals in supporting a particular political party. And James Banning, being a senator in Maryland County, means he holds a larger stake as to the power to galvanize and mobilize support for the CDC in Maryland County. So, not agreeing or not signing to the coalition document could be an indication or a blow to the coalition. Why it is true that the National Executive Committee has signed, Honorable George Malba has signed, they've committed the National Patriotic Party to the coalition. It is also important to have James Banning on the team. He is the senator. He was just elected a year or two ago. 2020? Yeah, 2020. He was just elected 2 years ago. His image is fresh in the minds of those people in Maryland County. Whatever he says to them in 2023 October will have significant effect. Will definitely have significant effect. And in these kinds of coalition agreements or political arrangements, it is very important that you have all hands on deck. Regardless of how you see a particular person. Now, the potential to leave out a James Banning without reconciling with him in the coalition, it poses a great threat. And that threat is whomever he supports in Maryland County, considering his relationship with the people, courtesy of his election in 2020, and the stake he holds in Maryland County. You all are very well aware of that. there could be votes that he would take away from the CDC, the coalition, in October of 2023. That is something you cannot undercut. And I'm very sure that there are people within the CDC who are having backroom conversation with James Bani. And I believe the radical posture as espoused in the press release issued by the NPP is not the best route to go. I know they have their own internal dispute resolution mechanisms. Maybe this is where they should be now. But in politics, negotiation is the best way forward. And I think it is based on that fact that the vice president even agreed to sit in a meeting with a man she has not had good rapport with. And so I believe continuing on that route could be the best way possible. Like I said, you play fool to gain wisdom. At this stage, where we are a few months away from election, is the best time to play fool to gain wisdom. But if you allow James Bani, and I'm told in the LPDP, Alex Tyler also has a problem. And you know Alex Tyler has a stake in Bombay County. So these are things that you have to consider. You have to consider them. They're very important. You cannot have key figures, two key figures in two parties from the coalition having disagreements as to the framework, because there are issues they raised. And those issues, even though you've agreed to move forward, which I believe should also be responsible on the part of Bani, though it's your word, I have not heard from Bani that you've agreed to move forward, regardless of the issues that you have, those issues that have not been addressed, that you should move forward. But if that is the case, then he has to be responsible enough to move forward. But since we've not heard from him, we cannot use this as a fixed value. We believe that this has to be resolved. You cannot have key figures within two opposition parties, two parties that is, that are member of the coalition, being in disagreement with signing the coalition document. And that's the major reason why James, Honorable Colley, signed on behalf of the LPDP and not Alex Tyler. So these are visible signs within the coalition. I mean problems within the coalition that must be resolved. I understand there's this believe that, we not need that man. That man won't can't do anything. Hey, the guy who walks on the street also has his fans. In political arrangement, you do not dwarf, decimate the strength of anyone. If that person was not strong, he wouldn't have been a chairman of a political party. He wouldn't have been a founder of a political party. So do not overlook these things. Do not overlook these things. They are very important. Very, very important. If you, and I am hoping that this thing is resolved in the soonest, that you are able to reconcile with these key figures in the NPP and the LPDP, so as to ensure that the coalition go into the elections in one accord. It's very important, very, very important, that the parties who are members of the coalition go to the elections in one accord. The same way there are calls for collaboration within the opposition party. If you want to stand a better chance to stand in these elections, obviously you must hold together. You never know. At the 11th hour, there could be there could be an opposition collaboration. You never know. So if you have these issues existing within the coalition, there could be a shocker, and you must stand prepared for that. All right, you must stand prepared for that. Okay, let's go to the phone lines, solicit your opinions on what's obtaining within the NPP and other issues around the country. And then in the second segment, we'll speak with Moses Carter of the LNP, and then expand on what's actually happening on this entire case with with Valley Tele and the sometimes I laugh of what's obtaining in Liberia. I mean, yeah, let's go to the phone lines right now. On what's with those things we've spoken about. Again, like I said, pardon me, a bit rusty this morning, but we be good. We be good. We be good shortly. And let's get our phone numbers right now and get you going through on the program this morning. The Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1 on your radio. 0555 105 100 0777 105 100. Those are the numbers to call this morning to be a part of the Morning Breeze on the radio. All right, on ABC Radio 105.1. 0777 105 100. That's 0777 105 100 and 0555 105 100. Let's have you on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. My name is Fidel Sadie. Of course, this is the voice that you've long waited for, and it's right now on your radio 105.1 FM on ABC Radio. Okay, and so the traffic is building up right now in the Vamoma area. In fact, from the Far 40 area all the way to the telecommunications company in Congo Town. I'm told the traffic has built up there in those areas, and so be aware of that, and be aware of that this morning. Our phone lines are open: 0555 105 100, 0777 105 100. I'm trying to get used to these numbers. Of course, I'm not used to them. At 8:40, we take our break and hear from our sponsors this morning. But let's take this first person on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning, my brother.
Thank you for this program.
Welcome, bro.
I'm a regular listener, a regular caller of the ABC radio.
Okay.
But I just want to thank God that you are part of this family today.
Okay.
Just tuning in all your voice. Hope and pray that Almighty God will strengthen you so you can live this station to a higher height.
Okay. Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Let's take another person from this line. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, good morning. Kindly get away from your monitor. Okay, let's hear you, ma'am. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. No, we've not gotten to that yet. We'll make it our discussion the second part of the program. Thank you very much. 0777 105 100, 0555 105 100 are the numbers to call this morning to be a part of the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. And again, you can download the Radio King app, RADROKING, the Radio King app on Play Store or Apple Store, and search for ABC Radio Official. All right, search for ABC Radio Official and get to listen to the radio. All right, and then you can also get us via YouTube. All you do, search for ABC Radio Official, and you also get us on YouTube. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Your name and where you come from?
I'm Comfort Elisa calling from Chimiko.
Okay, let's hear you.
Thank you this morning for those support and communication online. I just for sure when you play something, you have to agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot know what book I mean, but then my character carried with you.
Mm-hmm.
If I say that it's important, more than the foot in the line, you leave when your eyes close. Where will you walk?
Mm-hmm.
So everyone who is important in the APP, I want him to make a clear decision that tomorrow, yes, there can be he won the electorate in Maryland. But then he know that the less of coalition party that carry him in Maryland.
So.
If you have it in your mind, he got popularity in Maryland, yes, it is true. But then you have it in your mind, it will not be asked, alone, won the seat. It will the whole party. So let's stay back clearly and make a decision.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. She believes that James Bani has to be decisive. You cannot reach an agreement with your colleagues and then at the 11th hour you decide on something else. But again, we've not heard from James Bani to know his side of the story. So let's take more calls. 0777 105 100 0555 105 100 0777 105 100 and 0777 105 100. I'm adjusting so the numbers, but those are the numbers to call this morning and be a part of the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. And by the way, we are soliciting sponsorship for the program. So I mean, you can sell your products and services right here on this radio, and of course we can expand it for you. Let's go for the break here from our sponsors this morning on the Morning Breeze. When we come back, of course, we open up on this whole vanilla thing. I mean, this is a conversation that we must keep. It's important that we know what's obtaining. And I've tried establishing contact with police spokesman Sam Collins. I mean, what am I still calling Sam Collins' name? Moses Carter. I really got to get used to your name. What I'm trying to get this, let's take this person quickly. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, sir. Your name and where you come from? Say that. Okay, let's hear you. Go ahead. Okay, he's left the line, but let's hear from our sponsor on the program this morning. When we come back, and we tell you exactly about this thing, this whole Rickman rule, and why our society is like this. I mean, the tendency of blame shifting and not believing in each other, one another. I mean, there's something wrong with us, and I will state exactly. It is in the Liberian psyche. It's in the Liberian psyche. It's not from our individuals. Maybe there are a few persons who do not have this tendency. But let's come back. Let's hear from our sponsor right now this morning.
Gifty, where did you get the bricks you used to build your house? See how strong the bricks looks.
I got them from Rovia Bricks. Do not tell me you have not heard about Rovia Bricks.
You mean they are located in Liberia?
Yes, Angie. Rovia Bricks is a division of Rovia Logistics Incorporated, and they offer a variety of concrete products for all your construction needs. They have 6, 7, 8, and 4 inches blocks. That's not all.
Tell me more.
Rovia Bricks have covers for rows and well, cornerstones, Colombo blocks, yard tiles, sand, be it smooth, rough and mix. They even have red dyes for land filling and crushed rocks of all sizes.
How can I get to them?
You can locate Rovia Bricks right at the corner of McDonough and Carey Streets on the Kakata Highway, Copper Farm area in Fendel, around the University of Liberia campus, or locate our head office on Randa Street. Call Rovia Bricks on 0777-874-231 or 0888-726-172. Email them on rovialib@gmail.com. Better still, WhatsApp them on 0777-874-231 or Facebook Rovia Logistics Incorporated.
I'm calling them right now for that man swampy land. No time to waste.
My ticket is there.
Bokonjida Group of Companies, a 100% Liberian-owned company with over 20 years of experience, is the name that stands tall in the microfinance, construction, and general services industries. At Bokonjida Group of Companies, we pride on character, integrity, honesty, confidentiality, and creditworthiness. Approved institutions or entities under the microfinance service include House of Representatives, Liberian Senate, General Services Agency, Financial Intelligence Unit, and General Auditing Commission. Others include Governance Commission, Cooperative Development Agency, Ministry of Gender, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, National Public Health Institute of Liberia, National Port Authority, Group of 77, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Our construction services include the construction of residential and commercial buildings, while the general services include apartment renter, apartment for lease, furnished apartments for short stay, general printing services, and a yard with swimming pool to host events. Bokonjida Group of Companies is located on Capitol Hill in Monrovia. For more information, call us on cell numbers 0770-520-958 or 0777-017-603, or better still 0886-622-559, or email us at Bokonjida Group of Companies at gmail.com. Bokonjida Group of Companies. Nunde.
Hi there, you're with ABC Radio 105.1 FM.
This is the sound of radio, the world's most powerful media. 105.1 is your best dive.
Mrs. Scott says she suspects conspiracy by Liberian police and the government to make her a fall guy for an armed attack on this year on her home and the stabbing death of her foster daughter. The police summoned Justice Musu Scott and her family last Friday to provide information about the incident. The family is expected to appear again today, Monday, March 6th. Justice Scott says the attack was an attempt to assassinate her and that she fears for her life. Asked who would want to kill her, the former Chief Justice says the motive could be in response to comments and legal representation she has made in the recent past, including questioning the capacity and neutrality of the National Elections Commission, also known as NEC, to conduct a free and fair election in 2023.
They wanted to know the event that occurred in my home on the 22nd of February. They wanted me to describe what happened in my home.
And what did you tell them?
I told them that on February 8 and 9, persons intruded into my home. And I had made a report to the Rural Police Depot, and they had sent 2 officers to come and look at my home. And the officers came and looked and left.
Justice, let me ask you, do you think the police believe your explanation of the incident, or do they suspect something else happened?
To tell you the truth, it's a difficult question to ask. To answer, because apparently what I see is like a conspiracy to make me and the other members of the household as fall guys. I think now what I'm listening to on the radio, not only from the police, but from officials of the ruling party, it clearly a conspiracy instead of looking, conducting a wide investigation. They're now, in fact, it sounds like a preconceived conclusion they come to, and they just going through the motions to tweak whatever we see. Answers we give them innocently and truthfully, they tweak it. In fact, in the media from then, even though they have now officially arrested me, but I'm the defendant now. I'm the defendant.
You had alleged, Justice, that the death of your foster daughter at your home was an attempt to assassinate you. First of all, who would want to assassinate you and why?
Well, one of the things I can say is maybe the kind of pleadings that we found in the Young Colonel Lawrence faction of the Liberty Party. I represent along with other lawyers. And one of the things in the pleadings is that the National Election Commission will question their neutrality and their capacity to conduct a free and fair election. So I don't know if that's what it is. And why I say that the people who kept going to my home, they're so brazen and they're so bold.
Do you know Councillor Jerome Verdier, and what do you make of what he has alleged that Monrovia City Mayor Jefferson Koji hired someone to assassinate you? Do you know him, and what do you make of his allegation?
I know him from the law school so many years back. I haven't had any contact with Jerome Verdier, maybe close to 20 years. I don't know his telephone number. I'm not in contact with him. And to tell you the truth, I don't watch TV. I don't listen to radio because sometimes when people spew up on the radio, considering my experiences on the war, it gives me the indication that the war is about to happen again. I just stay away from it to maintain my peace.
When I chatted with you earlier, you told me you did not feel safe. What do you mean by that?
Because the person who has been coming into my home and who killed this girl is still out there. Me and these other children and other persons attached to me that the public now recognize, all of us don't feel safe. They don't feel safe. I even told them, don't get out of the fence, even though there are 2 armed policemen at the gate. All of that, is a sense of serious insecurity. We can hardly sleep, we hardly eat. So whoever did this act is still out there.
Justice Gloria Musu-Scott.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. A pleasure speaking with you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Gloria
Okay, she's Councillor Gloria Musu-Scott, former Chief Justice Republic of Liberia. Now, I'm gonna say some things that are very uncomfortable to some of our people. I mean, depending where you sit, it will be uncomfortable for you, but that's reality. One of the major reasons why we've not been able to deal with the issue of crime is the issue of insincerity in us Liberians. I am not saying other people are not insincere, but that is deeply rooted in our culture. And I say it will be uncomfortable. The police have a responsibility of investigating crimes in our country. There's a specific department where individuals are trained to investigate crimes. Those guys are trained in the forensic sciences. They've gotten training from different institutions. So their primary responsibility is uncovering pieces of evidence on crime scenes. Have they been able to do that effectively? Of course not. Have those who've been on crime scenes, witnesses, have they been forthcoming with testimonies involving crimes in Liberia? Of course not. In instances where people do come out as witnesses, have they been truth-telling? In some instances, of course not. Why is it so? The reason is simple. Because everything in our country has been mixed up with politics. Everything in Liberia, there is some infusion of politics. Before a person makes a decision, the first thing they think about is the political implication. Ordinary citizens, before they make any decision, the first thing they take into consideration is the political implication that decision has. So when people are involved into an investigation, they are involved with investigation. Politics is infused from different angles of the investigation. The major reason why we've not had conclusive understanding of cases, or say people tend not to be satisfied with the outcome of investigations conducted by investigators, is because all those that are involved within the investigative process are all politicians. They've been consumed by politics. The perpetrators, the victims, the investigators, those overseeing, those who are doing the investigation, it's all about politics in our country. As a result of that, people who give testimonies tend to do so based on political considerations. Those who take those testimonies tend to do so based on political considerations. Those who are investigated, they are placed in the bracket of people who have political alignments. So instead of professionalism overseeing the process of investigation, politics tend to be the order of the day. This is not a today's problem. This is not a today's problem. It is a problem of yesteryears. It happened yesterday, it is happening today, and there is no guarantee that it will not happen tomorrow. When a situation happens in Liberia, everyone tends to interpret it politically based on their alignment. If you belong to the opposition bloc, you have your own interpretation. If you belong to the ruling party's bloc, you have your interpretation. The interpretations are not on the basis of clear findings as done by requisite authorities. It is done through insinuations, people forming opinions, most often informed opinions on issues that transpired. And so everything in Liberia now is politics. So it will be difficult. It will be very difficult. And I am not in any way trying to discredit the work of the LMP. And that's why I needed to hear from I am trying to say to you clearly that this issue is not about a political party or who's involved. The real issue is we as Liberians tend to interpret every situation with a political mindset until we can graduate from that stage where politicians, where the common citizens will look at everything with bare eye, interpret things with logic instead of infusing politics. We will never find the killers of people who are to die in the future and those who've died. There will always be question about who did what. And this is where I come to the Liberian National Police. You see, and this is just my little experience that I've had in communicating. When you make statement professional institutions. Not just, of course, I'm relating this to the Liberian National Police, but holistically, professional institutions. There are things that you are to say, and there are things you are not to say. And the reason is because you want to remain professional. What is said by the layman on the sidewalk is not what you are to say as a professional person. You must be doing so from an informed background. Your duty is not to form opinions. Your duty as a professional person is not to form opinions. It's to release information on the basis of what you've established through investigation. If you preempt or if you show any sign of bias even before the investigation ends, there is a high tendency of that investigation being brought into questioning, or the fairness or professionalism that was used in the process. Listen, I will say this today. Regardless of the political party you belong to, regardless of the individuals that you support in politics, it is very important that you get to understand that the way you conduct yourself as a person is indicative of the mindset that you have or your level of professionalism. And clearly, there are some institutions that have not applied that to the latter. And that should be indicated here. This case with Councillor Gloria Musu Scott's daughter and her family as a whole is something that should be concerning to every Liberian. Now, what the investigation will uncover will be the motive of the attack. What has there been these consistent attacks, as she reported earlier to the police, even prior to this incident that led to death and injury? That is what the police has to establish. What the police also have to establish is the circumstances, what transpired during the course of the attack. And that is why I needed to hear from the police spokesman as to the status of the case now. What have we heard from Councillor Gloria Musu Scott? What has Valley Teller told the investigators? What has the other guy, or let's say what have those who are involved, those who were on the scene of this incident, what have they told the police? Because without those pieces of information, it will be ill-informed of anyone to form an opinion. It will also be ill-informed of anyone to cast an expression on anyone. It's important. So we have to gather all of the explanations, gather all of the circumstantial evidence before forming an opinion. Anything short of that will be is just hearsay and DC. So the first thing is establish the statement from all of the parties involved. Establish the circumstantial evidence regarding this issue before you form an opinion. And I will state again, and this is uncomfortable for a lot of people, but until those things can be established, it is foolhardy for anyone to suggest that it is Fidel Sadi who did this or who did that. We have to gather all of those pieces of information together. And like I've said, the police, there is a moment that we have to consider now. We have to consider this, that the police has to take a path of operating in a professional realm. What do I mean? Listen, when incidents of such happen, there's only one thing. We expect periodic updates. Okay, on the morning of this day, so and so person reported this and our men went on the scene. This is what we were able to establish from preliminary investigation. The next day, if someone was called in, this is what this person has said. This is what this person has said. This is what this person has said. The intent of doing that is to keep the public updated. Now, let me tell you this. A society like ours, where there's this thing about people forming their opinions on everything that happened in Liberia, everybody know everything about everything. So there's only one way to keep people in check, and that is by leaving no stone unturned in ensuring that the public is updated with high evidence, with core information as to what transpired at a particular place. We can't be speculating in the public, then the police are speculating. No, your statement should have a content of what the facts you've established. That is just quick. It could be a single sentence statement released by the police. You don't have to write long paragraphs. It could be 2 sentences. It could be 3 sentences. All you are doing right there is to just establish, inform the public as to what's happening on a daily basis, so that these ill-informed opinions are not brought to the public glare, which has a tendency of infusing confusion amongst the people. Now, if we are able to do this, the police is able to do this, trust me, we wouldn't have some of those issues that we have right now, where people are being accused left and right. And even if there are allegations, pretty tell me, the position of the Liberia National Police, because it's from a professional standpoint, will be the one citizens will actually pay attention to. So more has to be done from the angle of the police in ensuring that cases that are investigated are done on a professional level, and there are regular updates that are provided, void of these attached political statements. There is a statement that was released by the family of Councillor Gloria Musu Scott. As lengthy as it is, I will try to peep into that statement and read it for you. The statement released by the family of Councillor Gloria Musu Scott, and also the family of Valley Tele released a statement as well. And it's important that we also inform you about that statement. It's also important that we inform you about that statement. But let's read the one released by Valley Tele's family, and it's very important. And it says, ladies and gentlemen of the press, we have called you here to inform the Liberian people our collective response to the unwarranted lies against our brother, uncle, friend, and above all a family man who has been accused, vilified, and called a murderer and killer by some unscrupulous radio stations and evil-minded politicians have been allegedly involved in the murder of the daughter of Gloria Musu Scott, without any evidence to prove such serious allegations. Also, and to also express our disappointment with the police for acting on gossip to single out Valley Tele for questioning without any probable cause, even when they have not taken a statement from the bereaved family. Moreover, we want to express our fear to the national government about a potential threat to the life and well-being of our brother as the result of the continuous vicious allegations on radio. Such careless remarks on radio and social media could cause him his life or bodily injury. This is also a threat to our family and relatives and community, in that it could result in mob action against us, especially those bearing the name Tele. Already, we have had instances where our children in schools and marketplaces have been stigmatized, verbally attacked as the result of this false allegation against our brother and family. We are afraid of sending our children to school because of the news we hear every day on the various radio stations. Just yesterday, one of our flip it again. flip it again. Sorry, I'm reading from flip, my brother. Flip it. So okay, go there, come, okay, go there, go right there. Okay. He works at MCC and has many supportive friends, brothers and sisters in Liberia, United States, and many other parts of the world who give him support in time of need. Based on these facts and many others, we believe our brother has no motive of hurting anyone Based on these facts and many others, we believe our brother has no motive of hurting anyone, let alone murdering a young lady. It is a diabolical lie based on witch hunting on his ethnicity. We also are alarmed by the growing number of unscrupulous misuse of free speech by some radio stations that are bent on malice, prejudice, and for their own selfish political gains. We caution them to desist and allow the justice system to prevail. This is wrong. It undermines democracy, free speech, and it is against the ethics of journalism. Unfortunately, many of those spreading malicious information on radio stations live outside the country, which immune them from speedy accountability. Conclusively, we ask for an unbiased, free, transparent, evidence-based investigation through a competent court that will lead to a conclusive closure of this case. There should be no sacrificial lamb or scapegoat just because the person murdered is from a high-profile family. You can't just arrest any Mamadi or Sekou because sorry, I can't read that any further. Is against what we stand for here. We ask all friends, families, and sympathizers to remain law-abiding as family. But if there is any mob violence on our families as a result of this reckless misuse of free speech on the various radio stations, especially Spoon Network, Jerome Verdier, a dubious con artist of a lawyer, will take the necessary steps in self-defense, noting from actions of the past. We thank you, and it's presented by Vamule Tele, head of Tele Family. And I will endeavor to get in contact with him, if not today, tomorrow, to further expand on this statement. But that is what we've gathered from the Tele Family. And I'm also trying to get seen from the Gloria Musu Scott family. Someone that's already sent that. Okay, it's right here. Okay, let me get it from this angle. Okay, that's the same thing over there. All right. Letter with love, lost to the. Okay. Today, former Chief Justice Gloria Musu Scott, a grieving mother, groups for the phantom limbs of a deceased daughter. Here it seems you are practically accusing. Okay, no. Calm down. Okay, we leave it. We've not gotten the full statement. That is not it. I've read it and I know the content. That is not the full statement. But once we get it, we'll read it for you. But I'm saying this to mean that the two families. You listen to the interview from Councillor Scott. There's fear for her life. The same is being expressed by Valley. So these two individuals are fearing for their lives. Why are they doing so? Because people from the two groups, from the opposition side and others from the government side, they are throwing tantrums at each of these family, and this is very wrong. We have to give the police the chance to come out with what they've gathered, so as to inform us in the public what we should know. And I will say this, and I mean, depending on where you sit, you'll be very disappointed in me. But the fact is, I cannot cast an expression on anyone because this has been said. I cannot cast an expression on anyone because John Brown has said this. I wouldn't do that. It would be unfair to say. It would be like you who's listening to me right now. Anybody from your community can come up and say, hey, you, that you did it here. And I, Fidel City, sitting behind this microphone, I should start accusing you. I know when these things happen, obviously there will be suspects. But it's important to point out that being a suspect is not an indication of your involvement. It has to be investigated clearly and is established that you are the doer. So I mean, there will be this noise about who did this, who did that, but it's unfair to anyone to be fairly direct into the public because you've been accused of committing a particular crime. And that is just my word on this. All right, that is my word on this. And I'm hoping, you see, let me see whether I can get the police spokesperson again. This is very important. This is very important. We cannot be left in the loop. This is very important. Moses, you have to pick up, and somebody listening, you can call Moses to pick up. We cannot, initiate this conversation without hearing from the police exactly what's happening, because I do not want to operate on hearsay or third-party information or hearing from what these people write on social media and what have you. It's important. This network does not intend to delve into hearsay and gossips and what have you. We want to establish facts. We want to make sure those facts are on the table, and we are able to corroborate those facts. And before we present it to you, the public, it's like we have restaurant. You are operating a restaurant, and you just cook any food and give it to the people who come into the restaurant. We do not want to do that. We want to make sure that everything that is said here, we are able to establish the facts, and authorities who are clothed with the statutory responsibility of giving out those information are able to provide us. Now it is our thing now, once we get that information, to streamline it, do our analysis and establish as to whether the points being proffered by these key actors in society are actually true, because you wouldn't just tell anything and go by it. Well, Moses and I spoke earlier during the night that we have spoken about this issue. Unfortunately, he is not picking up, and well, there's little I can do about this. And so let's go to the phone lines right now. 0777-105-100, 0777-105-100. But the clear thing is that discontentment on the two camps, and I say two camps because Councillor Gloria Musu Scott is fearing for her life. So too is Valitele, who has been accused and is seen as the prime suspect. But again, the police has to establish who is the prime suspect. But the fact that they keep calling Valley to investigation, it means they are not looking beyond just Valley. They have talked with Valley and want to establish as to whether he is the one who actually committed the crime. And I hope our technical guys can come right in here. I think we have a problem with our phone lines. I'm told those on the online platform are not getting us as loud as they should. Good morning. Good morning, my brother.
And thank you for your platform. David E. Harris now call from Benson and Rana intersection.
Yes, brother.
Mr. City, you said it right. One of the things you said, I think that's the right thing, that the police will have to come out to brief the public on a weekly basis to despair the woman that are circulating, that the former chief justice did not want to cooperate. She done this, she done that.
Exactly.
I just want to thank you for informing the public on that issue. Thank you for your platform.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. Yes, the statement released by Councillor Scott yesterday said, well, she appeared and went for questioning, and police had gone to her house in on 16th Street, and she's spoken to them. So it was a bit of surprise that she's been accused of not cooperating with the police. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Sadie. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning. Welcome to the program, boss.
Well, thank you. Congratulations. I'm not participating in the conversation, but just wanted to call and say congratulations. I'm super proud of you, and I'm looking forward to so much more, so much growth.
Okay, thank you so much. Pat on the back from a bus. That's great. Let's take another person here. 0555-105-100, 0777-105-100. So, like I was saying, it's very important. All right. That the police provide us with daily information. You cannot leave the public in the loop. People cannot speculate. The room for speculation leaves room for exploitation. There's communication exploitation. That is, if you leave room, if the place, this vault is not filled, all right, if you leave it open, anybody can just kind of dump information there. When they dump information there, now it will take a lot of time for you to clear that information. When the information goes out, that you will be providing clarity whole day. You can't provide clarity, but that's not the way to do it. All right, you communicate with the public on a regular basis. The essence of doing that is to have the public informed as to what is obtaining in the investigation. Like I said, even if it is a one-line statement just to indicate where we are now, that should be something, because this is a case of vital importance. politics has already been infused into this case. So it's important that you provide the public with information. And it is on the basis of what you've established during the process of investigation that you provide that information. Anything short of that, politicians will take it and run with it. And don't blame them for running with it. The public will accept it. Don't blame them for accepting it, because they have nothing else available to them. What they have available to them is exactly what they will consume. Yeah, that's what they will consume. So you don't blame them. When they consume it, they put it on social media. It starts spreading. When it starts spreading out, then you say you're making press statement or you providing clarity and you're doing this. And that is one of the dysfunctional of government. Communication. You allow people to speculate. After they finish speculating, then you say you come in to provide clarity. And the time you take in to provide clarity, other people finish accepting it. They're gone with it already. And you know bad thing and it can spread. Then when you go in a different community, they do that. Then the bad news go. Then you say you having big press conference to clarify to who? That man finish believing the full information. He get time. That boy go look for a thing to eat in the morning. He get time for that thing. That your clarity he can't provide. He gone with it. Now, people use information as a basis for making decision. And I don't know, because I'm a communicator. That's how passionate I am about how people put out information. But the real thing is, it is on the basis of the information that we gather. It is on that basis that we make decisions. Oh, you didn't know that? That the information people can receive, they make decision. So when people are bashing the government, when people are bashing the Liberia National Police, it is on the basis of the information that they consume. So if you are providing regular updates, you are allowing the public to know exactly what's obtaining in this case. There will be little room for speculation. There will be little room for condemnation of government, condemnation of the Liberia National Police, and involvement of tough politicians has been alleged by others in the public. So all of you're not helping. The best way to help is to provide information. So I hope my guys can send me that quickly. The statement from the family of Councillor Gloria Musu Scott is important. It is very important. I mean, I'm not a politician, but the way I see things is that every time something happens, politicians tend to ride on it to gain relevance, and it happens everywhere. I mean, when I say everywhere, in our society here, it happens. But then somebody in government do something, hey, opposition people can run with it. But then opposition person do something, hey, government people can run with it. Whether it's real, it's not real. So we are all affected by the actions of miscommunication. We are all affected. But till you are affected, you will not know the effect it has on other people. And that is exactly what our society is confronted with right now. That is exactly what our society is confronted with right now. That's what we are confronted with right now. So we must cultivate an attitude of information sharing. And then this goes to those who are serving in public offices. You must cultivate the attitude of information sharing. Other than that, there will be this speculation surrounding whatever you are involved with. You gotta do something. 0555 105 100 0777 105 100 are the numbers to call. We have some major guests on the show tomorrow. We will announce their names to you tomorrow. Later today. But again, this is the first edition of the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. We are trying to dig our legs in after 2 years of being away. And of course, there's a lot of learning process in. A lot has changed now. You can follow our radio on Facebook. That's ABC Radio Official. On social media, you can search ABC Radio Official, like our page and follow. You can also download the Radio King app. That's RADROKING Radio King, either on Play Store or on Apple Store. Download the app and search for ABC Radio Official. Of course, you will listen to us live. All of our programs are live on that platform with the Radio King app, and then you search for ABC Radio, you get us live. You can also find us on YouTube, ABC Radio Official. We are also live there as well. We try to give you multiple platforms you can you can listen and view through, so as not to give you the information. We don't want to leave you in the loop. Anything that is said here is factual. Get to know that today. Anything that we say through these microphones, they are truth. Good morning. Okay, with that person has left the line. 0777105 and 0777105 100. 0777105 are the lines to call this morning, and let's be a part of the conversation. But this is my question to you this morning, fellow Liberians, while we are with the cause. This issue, this Councillor Gloria Musu's court case, I want us to make it a litmus test to our approach towards issues. And that's just murder cases, but any issue for that matter. Let's try as much as possible. And we are moving to elections. And I'm sounding this caveat because I know how it is when elections are around. How people tend to be very edgy. How people tend to be very emotional around election periods. I want to beg you, my people, let us begin to have a bit of patience. I know everybody wants to break the news. Everybody wants to be seen as individuals who are the progenitors of information. Everybody wants to be seen as that person who was the first to say this. And everybody wants to be seen as that person who reacted to a particular information. But it's important that you have a bit of patience in putting out information, a bit of patience in reacting to information. Have a bit of patience in using information. If not, there will be series of violent occurrences across the country because of the misuse of information. If you are very reactive, you will fall in trouble. If me as Fidel City came to you and told you that this is happening in Broadville, for example, have a sense of reasoning to inform yourself that I also have to authenticate this information provided by Fidel. Fidel's mouth is not Lord and gospel. There is a margin of error on any statement that is made. Have that at the back of your mind. Let me break it down. Anything somebody say, especially in Liberia, like I said, we tend to infuse politics with everything. But anything somebody say, see that there is a margin of falsehood attached. Even if that information of truth, there is a tendency for exaggeration, for somebody to make it big. Even though the thing happen, maybe 3 person die in car accident, for example. I know I'm talking bad thing in the morning. 3 person die in car accident. But I remember I see that accident in my life before. The thing that accident happened before in our country. Whole 3 person. I am saying this to me, the way we receive information and our reaction to the information we receive is the basis for conflict that we find across the world. So I am using this Gloria Musu Scott's case as an example that the way we use the information we gather from there could fuel conflict, or the tension that we see right now. The tension might not be physical, but there is tension in the air. If you don't know today, let me tell you, the other side accusing this other side, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Good morning. Good morning, my brother. Your name and where you calling from? Let's hear you. Mm-hmm. Mm. But I'm not talking about president, or brother. I agree with you. So how did you involve his name in this conversation? Okay, all right, thank you. 0777105 0555105 let's hear you this morning on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. 105.1, the maiden edition. All right, is the maiden edition of the program, and of course we're trying to get our acts together to make things better. Check the online, please, to make things better right here, and we look forward to your cooperation. Here's the thing: without you being on this platform, giving up pieces of information, and we're using you as sources, and we getting to you to get information from your various offices, from your political parties headquarters, we wouldn't be able to have this show here. This radio show operates on the basis of information, and when there's no information, I will sit right behind here and I will not be able to do anything. So the smooth functioning, I will fish out for it, and you should be open to providing information. And this platform is open to everybody. This platform is open to everybody for business purpose, for usage of the radio. The content should just be clean content. The radio is available. It is a public space that will be used for the good of the public. All right, and it's a commitment we have made here today that it is a public space, and anyone wanting to use a public platform should be given the opportunity to do so. Radio, the access to information is a fundamental human right, and we are under obligation to do just that right here. And everyone will be provided a platform. Our only caveat is that because we intend to make this radio a clean one, the content must be clean. It means no causing, that is not what we intend to have here this morning. And so again, let's do all we can to make Liberia a better place. There is nothing better than keeping Liberia peaceful. There is absolutely nothing better than having a peaceful country where all of us in the midst of the difficulties can thrive, can move forward, can push our collective goals. We all have individual aspirations. Those aspirations cannot gain root if we just turn our backs to the core value of ensuring that Liberia is peaceful. Without peace, nothing happens. So regardless of which party you belong to, the best thing you can do is to keep Mama Liberia peaceful and avoid actions that will undermine our peace, actions that will undermine our democracy. And often when you speak about democracy, people just feel that just for us to elect president and put them in office, or elect representative and put them in office, or senators. Look, the democracy of a nation is based on the respect for the rule of law, the respect for individual values, the respect for people's desire to belong to institutions. So any action that trampled those rights are deemed undemocratic, and that is why normally when people speak of democracy, they think that having peaceful elections and electing officials into positions, that's not democracy. And that's what I said. The fairness of our elections is dependent on the conduct of the National Elections Commission in conducting all of the processes that lead to election in a peaceful manner. It's important. So those are conversations we'll keep having on this platform. I mean, conversations that are geared towards ensuring a peaceful election, conversations that are geared towards allowing everyone to have their say in our democratic process, conversations that border on the respect of the rule of law, and conversations that border on not just individuals of a certain group of people having their say, but everyone having their say, and us collectively coming together to make things happen for our country. That is the conversation we intend to keep on this platform, and I'm using this medium to allow you know this is what we intend to do. And believe you me, this is a public space, and we intend to keep it that way, and that's how it will be till we realize that Liberia is getting better by the day. So I still await that statement from my guys. Just pop it up to me again. Let me try the police, and all of y'all counting the amount of time I call police spokesperson. All right, all of y'all counting the time is after 9 o'clock, almost 10 o'clock. Okay, let me check the Musu Scott press release, but let me try the police spokesman again. As sensitive an institution as the Liberia National Police is, I expect the police spokesman to be just a call away. Think about that. I'm not bashing him, but that's reality. And it's about concealing public information when you refuse to speak to the public, and even after we've had prior conversation. So you see why some people can just go on the radio or on newspaper or on social media without even verifying, because the people you're supposed to verify from, they become incommunicado. I mean, you can't do that. You can't go incommunicado, bro. You have to avail yourself. I'll try Moses Carter again, this time for the last time. And if he doesn't answer, then you know what the problem is and why it is difficult for us to get the police people. Why it is difficult. The first number ain't going through. I try in the second one again, and I want to put it on spot, because this is not good for the police. It is not good for an institution like the police. You've made an appointment with somebody, you say, oh, I will be available. Yeah, the person arrange everything and prepare to poke all through to you. Bam, you can pick up your call. Then when people start speculating, and they say, oh, the people not get information. But everyone may not be as trained as I am to filter the information that I put out to you. So that's why all these rooms you gotta close it. Yeah. You gotta close all these rooms. If you can speak, guy, I can speak to you now. I mean, I'm trying to do consultation. He's not on again. So let me see whether I can get the Gloria Musu Scott press statement quickly. Okay, I think I got it here. Thanks to Fatu, I got it right here. It's trying to open. It's trying to open, but you see, that is the fundamental problem that we have with the communication. I mean, here is it. I got it right here. And it said, Monrovia, Liberia, March 5th, 2023. We, Councillor Gloria Maya Musu Scott, former Justice of the Honorable Supreme Court of Liberia, and the Chief Musu family, again extend thanks and appreciation to the Almighty God for giving us the strength, comfort, and endurance to withstand the loss of a progressive and promising family member, assault and humiliation we have faced and continue to face. All persons, especially women and institutions, for the massive show of support, solidarity, and prayers by visiting, calling, or condemning such an inhumane act. The family also thanks the Liberian media, all well-meaning Liberians and professional institutions, and members of the international community who have and continue to take interest in this case to ensure that due process is accorded the deceased and the Musu family. However, the family has observed from series of statements from and all by some government officials and state actors being made in the public in attempts to either compromise the outrageous crime committed against the family or turn the public against them. All this is in spite of the fact that they are undergoing pain and suffering as a result of the crime committed against the family, by unknown persons, ranging from murder, aggravated assault, and terroristic threats. It can be recalled that after the commission of the crime, there have been negative utterances from and by top government officials and national actors geared towards compromising the murder and assault on the family. Some of those top government officials and national actors statements, which are in the public domain, are as follows. So the family say there are people in in government and others in the public who have been throwing talks on them and making it appear like what they are going through is not already enough. They keep making wrong insinuations, saying bad things to the family who's going through grief. And here are some of the things they've cited. On Monday, February 27, 2023, Police Inspector General Patrick Sudu, when he appeared before the Honorable Liberian Senate, informed the august body that the bereaved family, who are also victims of the attack that reported the case to the police, have refused to cooperate with the police. On Thursday, they say in the first count that the police director, when he appeared before the Senate, say the family not cooperating with the police, and that's one of the reasons why there was an influx on social media about the uncooperative nature of the family. But they've said that's one of the statements that has been made in the public by top officials of government, specifically the Inspector General of Police. They cited another instance. On Thursday, March 2nd, 2023, the chairman of the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change, CDC, Mobake Molu, had a press conference at the CDC headquarters in Sinka immediately after the Liberian women sit in action in protest at the seat of the legislature on Capitol Hill against the murder and assault against the Musu family. That Shala Musu was not the biological daughter of Councillor Musu Scott and was therefore going to Maryland to find the biological parents of the late Shala Musu. The CDC chairman also said that Shala was killed for ritualistic purpose and further called an autopsy to be conducted on the remains of Shala Musu. So this is also saying that on Thursday, the chairman of CDC, Moba Molu, say, in fact, according to this press statement, I'm quoting this press statement, they say Chairman Molu said the girl who died, the name Musu's child, in fact the child died because they wanted to use them for juju, and that he go in Maryland County to go find the real parents for the deceased, the girl who died now. Another citation. On Friday March 3rd, 2023, Deputy Inspector General of Police for Crime Services, Colonel Prince B. Morba, appearing on the ELBC Mikat Half Hour, said, quote, "Any information I am giving here must be taken seriously because I sit as the head of criminal investigation at the police." It goes further to say, "It will be a shock to people. We are not surprised. It is such case that will be busted. It is science. We are doing the calculations." Unquote. The statement continues, "We reiterate that on Thursday, February 23rd, 2023, the day immediately following the incident, the police IG and other officials, including the spokesman, went to the 16th Street residence of Councillor Gloria Musu Scott and spoke with her. Following that interaction, the police issued an initial statement by and through the police spokesman Moses Carter, insinuating that the assassin might have been a domestic worker only because there have been hired electricians working in the house on that fateful day, even though there were two initial attacks on the 8th and 19th of February 2023, 2 nights in a row, where no hire contractors had been at the Broadway residence, which, by the way, were reported by the police. So they're saying that on as opposed to what the police inspector general said, they've provided explanation to the police, and that explanation came forth when the police IG and the spokesperson of the police, along with other officials, went at the residence of Councillor Gloria Musu Scott. So the information circulating on social media that they have not appeared or they've not shown up for investigation is not true. On the same Thursday, February 23rd, 2023, another team of police investigators, including Abu B. Darame, Jerry K.M. Wama, and Josh Kwea, went to the 16th Street residence, also questioned Councillor Scott in the presence of Attorney General Musa Ding and Gosden Colley, another family, and the one who spent the day with the electricians on that fateful day. They say the people went there for the second time again for investigation. So, I mean, the letter is long. Let me fast forward to the down part of this letter. Okay. Let me count down. I'm skipping. The family further recounts and restates that following the murder of Shala Musu, a prospective graduate of the Stars University College, the police at the Iron Gate checkpoint was informed of the incident, which the police arrived on the scene later and took charge of the premises of Councillor Scott in Lower Virginia, and have since been in charge up to and including the date of this release. So the police been taking care of the place. They, according to this release, the first day of the incident, they reported the case to the police. They explained what had transpired at the home, and as a result of that, police officers were assigned at the residence. This is also questioning the fact that they said they've not shown up to for investigation or to provide statement in relation to the incident that occurred. Now we go further down. For the record, we'd like to make it categorically clear that Shala Musu was not killed on the 23rd but the 22nd. One human being cannot die twice. We also want to clarify that at no time did the family request the body for funeral rites, but it was advised by the police investigators, namely Abu B. Darame, Jerry K.M. Wama, and Josh Kwea, who said that the mortuary at the Redemption Hospital was not conducive for the preservation of the body. These issues were subsequently brought to the attention of the investigators on Thursday, March 2nd, 2023, and we requested corrections. The said police investigators promised to make the corrections. The statement goes further to say, and I'm going down. The family therefore craves the involvement of international partners to assist with an independent investigation into this matter to ensure that due process of law is attained into this murder and assault. The family laments that this is not the only case that has been downplayed. It can be recalled that there have been series of murders in our country where the proper investigations are yet to either be commenced or completed. This is why we enlist the help of the international community in these matters. So the family is saying there are other murder cases that have not commenced or that have not been completed, and they believe that with all these rumors and tantrums being thrown at them by some key officials of government on social media, they believe that there is a need for the involvement of the international community to ensure that an independent investigation is conducted so as to ensure and establish who murdered this girl. Finally, the Musu family maintains that in line with our Grebo tradition, custom and practices in the quarters of Bodio or high priest, the murdered Shala Musu is the daughter of Councillor Gloria Musu Scott, and asks members of the public and the progenitors of this uncultured and untraditional statement that the late Shala Musu was not the biological daughter of Councillor Scott to refrain from such. So they're saying that those who are saying that this girl is not the biological daughter of Councillor Gloria Musu Scott should stop, because according to their tradition, anybody who's involved in the family, all right, who's part of the family, automatically becomes the charge of the person they're living with. So that whole thought about in fact another get daughter, another her daughter, and what have you, it should stop. And the statement concludes to say, I'm trying to find okay. Charlotte attended a Sotiamon Christian School and was a graduated from the Lakiri Baptist Mission School and was a prospective graduate of the Stars College of Technology, continuing to trust and lean on God's unchanging hands will remain. Signed, Bishop Julius C. Musu, on behalf of the family. So this statement in conclusion is saying that they've been cooperating with the police, that statements that are on social media that render prejudice to this case should stop, and that because of these statements they've come to realize that they do not have trust in the system, so they want an independent investigation that will have the involvement of the international community, so as to bring this to a conclusion and be able to establish who may have committed this heinous crime. And so that is what the family members are saying, that they do not trust the process from the police, and that there is a need for the involvement of the international community, and that they've been very cooperative from the onset of the investigation, contrary to reports that they've been digging in. They've not been cooperative, they've not been showing up. And there was a piece of information on social media. In fact, I contacted the spokesperson of the police, Moses Carter, on this issue, that the family of the late Shala Musu went to the police headquarters on Saturday, and they were told by police officers that they cannot go to the Virginia, because the intent was for them to go to Virginia where the incident occurred, to get first-hand information. But they have said there were reports that the police has said they cannot go there because traffic on the road at Saturday, they didn't know that was Saturday, and the traffic can be black at that time. Then the question is, I mean, there's no sense in that. So I contacted the police spokesman, and he told me, of course, that information is not true. And so I wanted us to expand on that conversation on this platform this morning, but of course he's not picked my call, because the police has no traffic as far as I know, except in rare instances. But the police has the getaway, they have sirens that can pass them through any traffic, no matter how jam it is. So the fact that traffic was in Douala is not an excuse for them not going. So I wanted to actually get more information from the police spokesman, so that you in the public get to know that either the information on social media is false or it's true, based on our line of questioning to the police spokesman. But as you can see, he did not pick our calls, and so there where we are again. The tendency for us to speculate again is open. So we just be speculating. No, the police say, no, the police not say. But clearly it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all for us to say, oh, the police now go there because the traffic were there. I do not buy sense into that. So there could be another reason for the police not going at the residence of Councillor Gloria Musu Scott. There could be another reason. So that reason is not cogent enough. And so I do not want to believe, again, I do not want to believe that that was exactly the statement that was made by the Liberia National Police. Apparently they were not prepared to go there, and maybe for whatever reason. But again, that's some of the lacks that we have in the system, some of the problems that we have ahead, that we have to confront, that we have to talk about, that we have to change. Those are some of the problems. We have to be professional wherever you find yourself. Let me tell you, public service is a service of dignity. So wherever you find yourself, or whoever is involved, or whoever occupies that chair, you must behave in a responsible manner. Too much excuses are not permitted in the public, in service for that matter. Anybody who you see like giving excuse, just know say that person a failure. Everything you get excuse for, oh, I wanna come here because my shoes poor. Oh, I wanna come here because the car is supposed to bring me breakdown. Anyone who's fond of such excuses would definitely ride on the train of ineffectiveness, and that's how institutions crumble. That's how institutions crumble. Every now and then you give excuses, unwarranted excuses. That is what we have on hand today. So I hope, and I am praying, maybe after the show, before the police postman call me, but whatever time he call me, I just tell you, he's leaving more rooms for speculation. And maybe I am professional about it, but others wouldn't be professional because they do not have information, so they will use exactly what they have. That's the that's the importance of information sharing. So if you decide to sit in your offices, if you're supposed to provide information to the public, you can provide it, the public will speculate. At the end of the day, your institution becomes affected, and then your bosses start to question you. Oh man, where you hear the people talking all the baba thing in the press? Yeah, because you refuse to share information. So again, that's it. So because I want to be a good man, again, and I hope people are judging me. Me, I'm not let to fall in trouble with anybody. But if you create trouble, we create it. I'm calling the spokesman for the second, third, fourth, the fifth time. I'm calling him again. The other one off. So that I can laugh. I mean, I think about these things are being unrealistic. I don't want supposed to talk for people. Group of people, I gotta lay my case ongoing. But I refuse to answer. I refuse to communicate. I allow people to speculate, put my institution in trouble. Yet I am the spokesman. Hey, okay, that is there. So folks, again, it has been a rewarding experience here. I actually appreciate. Let me take in a few calls and we'll call it a day on the program this morning. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Fidel.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, my name is Roosevelt Fatou Ben.
Welcome to the program, my brother.
Yeah, thank you so much. Look, Fidel, you know, I listen to you trying to talk about calling the police spokesman. My brother, if you call out in the next one right now, he won't answer you, even if the phone is on. Reason being, the next boss, I've already stated during his appearance at the legislature that this brother issue of statement. They asked the question, the senator asked the question, was this statement issue or was your consent? Like his response was the police spokesman made this particular statement. So right now, you know, the police have come with several contradictions in the findings recently. So they are finding ways to see how best they can cover up. So you will not get any response for him.
Okay, my brother. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's take another person. Good morning. Okay, just hold on. I need feedback from our online platform and I need feedback also from our social media page because I'm told the colors are low. Let's see whether we can work on that. Go ahead, my brother. Your name and where you come from. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's take after we finish blasting and ranting at the man. The man finally decided to pick the call. Let's see whether we can get Moses Carter on the line. Moses, morning.
I'm really interested in the blasting and ranting.
Oh yeah, we've been calling since morning. Thankfully, you left from your hole.
Well, I sincerely, you know, in the morning video, I'm speaking to a host of stations. So sometimes it's not just about speaking at one station. So even if people were saying, oh, the man want people, you know, they should understand that Moses Carter is, you know, open to speaking to all the radio stations in Liberia and can speak to all of them at once. So I just wanted to make that clarity.
Okay.
To the issue, let me hear what do you want me to
So Moses, first of all, where are we now in the investigation?
The investigation is sailing through.
Okay.
And it's sailing through. Friday we had Councillor Scout and 3 other female occupants.
Okay.
That were in her house on the day of the incident appeared to give to respond to questions, you know, from our investigators.
What have they said so far?
No, that's not for the public for now.
Okay.
It's an ongoing investigation. So
they just don't know what they're saying.
No. At this stage, it's not time to diverge whatever they will say. It's for the investigators, in terms of, putting together their puzzle. However, they were due in Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
They had come Saturday, and
you said you had traffic issues.
Fidel is laughable. I mean, very laughable, to the extent that I saw, that piece that you sent me, as even published online by Obed Jiba, a very, critical young man who should know that even for the police to give that excuse, it's a faint excuse, and that we cannot even do that. How do we control traffic? We ensure that the president moves freely, even in traffic situations, and on the basis of the urgency of a situation. We tell somebody say the traffic to go to Virginia, the traffic there.
So why didn't the team move to Virginia as planned?
Well, they were informed that today the investigation will continue, site visitation, all of that will be done.
No, yeah, I understand that is today.
To say there was traffic issue, that is not true.
So was there a reason why you did not go on Saturday?
We did not provide them any reason. We just told them to come back today.
But you invited them on Saturday.
However, they were asked to return on Saturday. When they came, we are informed them to continue the investigation on Monday.
When these kinds of
at the best discretion of the investigators.
So when these kinds of changes are made, is there not a tendency for doubt creation in the investigation process?
It's too rare for anybody to even have a mindset that there's a doubt. Such, change of schedule brings about a doubt. If we have said the investigation ends here, we are no more questioning you, then you can say doubt. But the investigation is continuing. The answers are ongoing. So I mean, it's not for anybody at this point to say, oh, doubt. I'm only trying to clarify to you that we did not tell them, we did not give any excuse about traffic. That is not true.
So you just told them come, and then later you told them go home.
We told them to come back today, and they are expected to come this morning.
So the trip to the house today, is it forensic investigation, gathering pieces of information, or maybe just sightseeing?
Well, it includes a lot, and the investigators have, their drills of what they intend to do is not for public consumption.
Cannot that be done in the absence of the house owner?
Well, like I said, they will be taken to the house along with our team of investigators. But to talk about the drills that are going to take place at the home, that's not for public consumption.
Yeah, we've already passed that. I'm asking whether the investigation could not be done in the absence of Councillor Scott.
That house is being treated as a crime scene and is under the police control right now.
Is that an indication that we do not have any occupant in the house right now?
Absolutely. No occupant is in the house. It's under police control.
Okay, so what kind of reassurances can you give to the public as this investigation continues?
Fidel, it's important that members of the public, like any other country would do, will listen and follow religiously the steps as taken by the police in this investigation. It might interest you to know that when this incident happened, it took close to 8 days to take, statements, by paper from the former Chief Justice and the 3 other women that were in the house.
What do you call statement by paper? Because there's a statement released by the family of Councillor Scott that they had already done a statement at the Iron Gate police station even before the visitation of you and other members of the Liberia National Police at her residence.
That was prior to the incident that led to the death of Charlotte.
Okay,
that was prior to that. It arose, according to them, they arose from the 2 incidents, that happened, which they thought to bring to the attention of the police. That is not when the incident happened with the death of Charlotte.
So the police,
I'd like to make that clarity.
The police still stands by her word that the family had been non-cooperative from the get-go.
Well, the police did not issue any statement saying the family has been non-cooperative.
And indicate
to make clarity here.
Yeah, but
the statement the police released, the police investigators have gone to the 16th Street residence of, Councillor Scout, the former Chief Justice. And the atmosphere was not as conducive for the kind of investigation we are conducting. It's on that basis. I just told you, they have even gone there almost close to 8 days before they even went to a place. We try to empathize with the situation, as it stands, because we understand when these things happen, what we'll go through, But it's also important that when something happens in you, Fidel, your home, that leads to death, you don't need to take much time to speak to the police. Because it is what the information you provide the police that will lead to us, getting some leads to reach a logical conclusion with the case. As it stands, we are happy that they have now availed themselves to the police last Friday, and we're making headways.
So there's a quote in the statement released by the family in which they believe has prejudiced the case, and it quotes Colonel Prince Morba as saying, quote, "Any information I am giving here must be taken very seriously because I sit as head of criminal investigation at the police." It continues, "It will be shock to people. We are not surprised. It is such case that will be busted. It is its science. We are doing the calculations." What does that really mean?
What that means is the family should appreciate the fact that we are conducting investigation, and that such statement, of assurances can be coming from the head of criminal investigation. So it means that, like I said, there's progress being made with the investigation. That's what it means.
Surprise.
Oh no, there's progress being made with the investigation. Progress. And like you said, with time, the Liberian people will know what really happened.
Okay, so again, when do you leave for the residence? Will there be any kind of press coverage?
No. It's an investigation. We're not running this investigation all through the press. Investigations of such for the investigators to conduct. However, we'll brief you, every step of the way as the investigation continues.
Well, I don't think you will brief us every step of the way because you refused to brief us on what the Councillor Scott said when she appeared before you for investigation.
In criminal investigations, Fidel, witness statements are not merely for public consumption. They are for the investigation purpose. They are not for public consumption because saying what they said could have a far-reaching effect on the ongoing investigation. That's why I said for now it's not for public consumption.
Moses Carter, thank you very much. Even though you delayed to pick our course, probably celebrating the Liverpool victory, but it's nice having you on.
Look, I truly appreciate your. I didn't know that you were on ABC Radio, but going forward, trust me, I will always avail myself to you. Trust me.
Thank you so much, Moses. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, we blasted at him, but he was man enough to actually pull through his cause. So thank you so much, Moses Carter, for dropping us information this morning. But folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, this has been the maiden edition of the program this morning. The Morning Breeze, it promises to be great on tomorrow, and there's some kind of investigation we've been doing regarding the operations of Semenco, and tomorrow when we come, we'll tell you what we've been investigating, what we've gathered, and the kind of pollution, whatever environmental hazard. We'll talk about that tomorrow morning. Until then, find a companion tomorrow morning and join us as we have breakfast together. The Morning Breeze, the maiden edition, has obviously been a pleasing honor being with you. Till then, do have yourselves a wonderful what, Monday? Yeah, a wonderful Monday. Do have yourself a wonderful Monday. Bye bye.
Bokonjida Group of Companies, a 100% Liberian-owned company with over 20 years of experience, is the name that stands tall in the microfinance, construction, and general services industries. At Bokonjida Group of Companies, we